If you're in your early 20s, there's a very good chance that these thoughts have crossed your mind before. What if I have chosen the wrong course or the wrong decisions for my education? What if I'm wasting my parents' money on my education? And what if everyone else is moving ahead while I'm getting stuck? Maybe you don't say this out loud, but it's showing up quietly when you are comparing this with your classmates or when other people are talking about their salaries, their career paths, and when somebody asks you, "So, Jia Xuan, what are you planning to do next?" Well, this series is for the young people that's in their early 20s who are feeling that your one wrong choice is going to ruin your future. The fear is real, but the frame is off. Before I go further, let me just introduce myself. I'm Jia Xuan. I'm 32 this year. I'm married with 2 kids, and I've changed my career from science, and I'm currently working in the finance sector right now. No, I'm not trying to share this as a success story, but I'm just sharing this because when I was in your age, I didn't have words for what I'm feeling. I just knew that I was anxious. I just felt like I had made a mistake. And that feeling started with just one very ordinary moment. So let me take you there. So at 20 years old, a lot of these choices feels permanent. What you decide to study, what you don't study, and what you think this decision will lead you to. And when the people around you sound confident in terms of their choices, then suddenly it felt like your own reasons feel small and it's not justifiable. Not that it's wrong, but it feels like you have not thought this through enough. So I remember when I first enrolled into Singapore Poly for my food science class, and the first few days we mingled with my classmates. Somebody asked, "So why did you choose this course? I mean, there's so many courses in Poly, so why this one specifically?" Some of my classmates actually answered this quite clearly. They talk about where they want to be, and some of them even told me the career progression, where you should work. If you can get into a government step board, then at least you can earn a decent pay, and that should be comfortable for your life. Then when it's my turn to share, I went quiet because my answer was not so profound, wasn't so thought out to. To be honest, back then when I was choosing my course, the food science word popped up to me primarily because the word food is something that relates to me very well. I was a foodie, I like to eat, and science is where I spent 4 years of my life in secondary school acing some of these subjects. So I just thought, hey, if I can learn about food and thinking that I can cook there, it will be great. And that's why I chose it out of interest. It was during this conversation, my heart started pumping a bit faster and I started feeling a bit nervous. Why? Because something actually stayed with me. Nervous not because somebody scolded me or criticized me that I'm doing something wrong, but in my head, there was a different story that started. Oh no, Jia Xuan, you have made a bad decision. You went into a course not knowing the course structure, not thinking about what is the future outlook, and you're going to waste your parents' money, your time, your future. And what scared me wasn't just the career, it was money. The trust that my parents placed in me in choosing the right course for me, the cost of my education that could be used for something else, and the fear that what I have chosen is a path that will actually make me to struggle financially later on in life. That anxiety wasn't about the cost anymore. It was about the fear of that one choice that I made right now that is going to lock everything else up. And if this sounds very familiar to you, I just want to know you are not alone. And do like this video and subscribe to this channel for more because I will share perspectives like this weekly, especially for youths like you that are navigating the early adulthood. It can be scary, but I'm here with you. Here's the part I didn't understand back then. At my 20s, I'm actually not choosing a destiny, I'm just simply choosing a chapter to write in. Yes, the chapters matters, and at that point of time, that was my last chapter. But that chapter is not telling the full story, and there's many more chapters ahead. So the real trap I felt at that point of time was that it's not that I'm choosing something imperfect. It's believing that this choice of going to food science is going to lock my future forever. To make things worse, the system we have doesn't help me with this. Education feels linear. If you start with this, naturally you should end there. And once you apply for something, it feels like it's final. And when you have articles showing you the comparison between the different salary across the board, then suddenly it felt very definitive. So it's very easy to believe that, oh, if you go for this course, it goes to this pay. If you start with this is kind of ceiling that you'll hit over time. And when your money is being framed this way, the choice is going to lead to you to be anxious about things, and that will translate into your money anxiety. I'm not just going to be afraid of being unhappy. I'm afraid of being stuck. Stuck financially, stuck explaining to other people your choices, and also stuck that you have to depend on others longer than you want to, especially my parents. I had this assumption all this while until much later on after university that this finally broke. By then, my life had already changed. I was married, I have 2 kids, and I had to support more people in my family. The money that I used to deal with is more than just about spending, it's about responsibility now. So that pressure actually pushed me to explore something outside, which is investment. I went to learn about investing, and finally, opportunity arises, and I managed to secure a spot in an investment education firm. Not because I want to be rich. Okay, just joking. I mean, who doesn't want, right? I wanted that stability. I wanted that option. I wanted to provide more for my family. But with that pay I'm getting as a lab staff, I don't know whether I'm able to do it. And that's when I realized something important. Just because I entered science doesn't mean I have to stay in science. No one actually forced me to remain in where I started. But the truth is this, changing the direction from science to finance was very uncomfortable. I recall getting a lot of feedbacks from my parents, my friends saying, "Hey Jia Xuan, are you sure you want to change your career? I mean, you have studied food science for like close to 7 to 8 years and you have secured a job already. Why do you want to change and go into something that you're not sure whether this is going to be the one for you?" And I thought that was it. But my wife didn't spare me from this pressure either. It's not her fault because I know that she's concerned whether I will be paid well and the new arrangement with the whole job scope. Is it something that we can adapt as a family together? And these conversations were so hard, it stressed me out because why can't they just understand, right? But I told myself this, if I were to stay on with what I'm doing now, then it's going to be challenging to get where I want to be. And at the same time, even though I don't know what that new opportunity will lead me to, but there is a possibility and a higher chance that I will find my answers there. That was it. That was how it changed me and pushed me to get out of where I started off. There will definitely be a time when you're aware of that moment you need to change your career, the lifestyle, or whatever not. But for me, it didn't happen in my poly days. I still remember in my polytechnic graduations, I was wearing the gown with my classmates, taking photos. Everyone was so happy that we finally got our diploma. But inside, I was thinking, okay, Xiaoxuan, what's next? Okay, you have 2 years to serve the nation, and what's next after that? Do you want to work, or do you want to further your studies, getting a degree? At that point of time, the decision felt very logical. If I came out to work as a diploma graduate, it felt like my pay will be low. If I were able to apply and get a university degree slot, then the career felt a little bit clearer. And having a degree just means a few things. You get a higher pay, you have a more recognized path, and you have less explaining to other people. So that was it. I went on ahead, not because I was sure, but it just feels safer. And this is exactly the point I want to pause on. You see, when we don't know what's next, we often mistake the safety for clarity. And choosing an option that reduces uncertainty, reduces judgment, reduces your financial anxiety seems like it's the right choice to do. I mean, who wants to feel uncomfortable, right? But the comfort is just a familiarity. And subtly, that familiarity is quietly deciding for us before we even realize that actually you got a choice. And so, if there's one thing I hope you can take away from this part, is that it's not a decision, it's just a way of thinking. And at your 20-year-old, don't stress about the choices you make because most of these choices that you make is not going to decide your future. It's just shaping your exposure, giving you the experience on what you like, what you don't like, and over time, it's going to give you a lot more options. And this is going to help you with your anxiety. You don't need to feel so stressed, especially on the monetary side. So if you're watching this and you're feeling a bit stuck or anxious that you're choosing something wrong, then you're not alone. Because I went through that and I know that it's uncomfortable. That's why having people that is journeying with you together or have people that went through this helps a lot. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, uneasy, leave a comment about what are the decisions you are worried about right now. Is it your course? Is it your career? Is it your money side of things? And I read every single comments so that I can build better and so that I can build future videos around the real concerns that you share. And looking back, that decision I made to jump out didn't really ruin my life. It just changed the whole trajectory. So looking back, that one decision to jump out from science into the finance didn't ruin my future. At least not for now. But there's one thing that you must not do, and that is to believe that decision that you are making is going to ruin you. Because by doing that, you're subtly giving yourself that unnecessary anxiety that doesn't help you, doesn't help anyone. At the end of the day, you're not choosing your life in your 20s or whatever age you're in right now. You're just choosing this starting point and the next starting point. And the good thing about starting points that you're allowed to change in between. It's like driving a car and you're currently in lane 1. You can slowly move to lane 2, lane 3, lane 4, or even exit the highway. Whatever you choose, there's no wrong to it. And that's why no matter what you choose, at the end of the day, if you can still reach your end goal, then it's all fine. And that's why in the next video, I want to talk about the idea of having a single right path is misleading and how the path that eventually feels right are built over time. It can be regarding your life, it can be regarding your money side of things, but it's the same. It's your journey and that's what makes it beautiful. So if you like this video so far, do remember to like, subscribe, and also share with your friends, especially for those who are very anxious about the things that they are deciding on. And let them know that they are not alone. I'm here with you. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. GoodWhale's here to change the game. Empower your life, build your dreams. Financial freedom, we're your team.